Hey guys and gals and YouTubers, welcome back. This is your host Raven 2012 and another KSP. I wouldn't call this an episode because I'm just kind of messing around with this and I decided to record with you guys, so this might be a sort of a lost episode. I'm just still kind of testing out some of these mods and just playing around with stuff. So yeah, as you can see there, I've kind of gave in and decided to throw any environmental effects there mod, which adds the clouds, which I had some work on. I worked on that a little bit when the mod first came out. I did some of the colors on the clouds, and you can see there's little different layers, because I think before, a lot of these modders, they're just coders and they don't know a lot of stuff by graphical stuff. But since I'm a part-time painter, not house painting, but actual canvas paintings, landscapes, that I did a little work on this when it first came out, and I did Duna. Oops, I don't need to set that as target. I did the layer on Duna, which I wanted something kind of like, it looked like dust floating around on the surface. You can't really see it because I matched the colors so well, but you can see it up here on the poles. But if you're on the surface, you're gonna see it, and that was pretty much the effect I was going for. I didn't want to, like, when you're flying around, see it. You can kind of see it in low orbit. You can kind of it moves around and whatnot. So this is the default stuff in the environmental visual enhancement pack, or whatever it's called. Because you can actually, as a player, you can customize it, because it's got a lot of settings in there. You can customize yourself. And then I did lathe, which is on Joel. I think this one actually came out a little bit too purplish. Where's the clouds? Where's lathe? There we go. Because on my end, it was kind of a grayish purple, but I guess that's okay. I mean, it looks nice. I mean, you don't want all the clouds to be the same color. And lathe is kind of a purplish planet anyways, or moon, that has water and land on it. So yeah, I decided to add that in. It still works, so might as well. Got a little bugginess on Jewel there, looks like. So yeah, I've done some work on the mods. Like I said, mostly visual, graphical stuff. In the community, I go by the Real Crow 999, so that's how you can find me in the Kerbal universe. So I'm just messing around with some other mods, making sure they're okay. Let's see here, waypoint manager, something new added in. Basically, I think you can add waypoints on celestial bodies, and you can pretty much help navigate your land rovers to them. Hyper edit is mostly some people consider it a cheat. Depends on how you use it, because you can actually, I could set this whole craft to instantaneously orbit any body in the solar system if I wanted to, just by bringing up the orbit editor and selecting a body. Basically, it just throw it in orbit instantaneously. But that's not the purpose why I got it. The purpose is mostly for test purposes of testing out an early stage rocket, or something that's going to attach to a rocket, and it's going to function in orbit, maybe like a space plane or something that's going to, or a shuttle, and I want to test it out. I want to test out like it re-entering the atmosphere, instead of having to go through the whole process of launching it up there and bringing it down. I can instantaneously pop it up there, deorbit it and make sure everything works, heat shields, and it can land it properly. So it's mostly for test purposes on my end. Somehow notes wasn't showing up. My high notepad. I forgot how you. Checklist load selected. Okay, there we go. So this is basically a checklist I have from way back when. Might have to update this. I might not use it. Yeah, it's pretty old, I think. And then the creator of this came out with the calculator. I don't use too much calculation. Most of it I do in my head. I've been playing this game for a long time. The only simple mathematics I'll do is like 85 times 4 or something like that. And, basically, maybe want to show you this so you guys can see what calculations I do, if any. I've taken engineering mathematics in college. It's been many years, so I forgot a lot of it. Hopefully I'll find my engineering math book at my mother-in-law's house, hopefully this summer, and we'll do some real calculations for you guys. I'll have to dig it out somewhere. I was looking for it the other day and I couldn't find it. And he came out image viewer menu, which is, I like this a lot. I mean, I used to put stuff in Notepad, but if you're lazy, you just throw it in the image folder. Yeah, just bring up image list and say you want to know what certain prefixes are for show image list. Oops, wrong button. Multiplication factor. Basically, this is mostly going to be used for when I get into remote tech. Some of this stuff I'm going to need to figure out the distance of ranges of certain satellite dishes and whatnot, and see how they function. So it's a necessary conversion for me. So let's close that out. I don't. These are optional. I mean, we'll see how they come out. I threw in antenna range. This is something pretty interesting. Basically, it makes all the antennas in the game function like they're supposed to, which I don't think Squad integrated yet. Even though they have the distances in them, they don't function like that. I mean, I could have one of these Communitron 16 orbiting the moon, and it'll still be able to send out science reports back. So this, I believe, you'll have to actually use different comm disk to send out reports if you go further out. Like the Communitron 16, the higher orbit you get, a little loss, or you'll use more electrical charge to send the packet information back to the Kerbal Space Center at a slower rate. The higher you are, more energy costs. So the lower you are, it's faster and whatnot, which is kind of interesting. It's kind of way dumbed down, simpler version of remote tech. It's kind of interesting. I want to try that out. It's something new. Might as well have a little realism since remote tech's not out. And we got some D-Magic orbital science stuff, which adds a lot of science stuff in here. Now I'm checking all this stuff out. Orbital telescope. Some sort of antenna. Plasma instrument measure electrostatic. Okay. Microgroup container bottle. There's a lot of interesting stuff in here. He's had a lot of stuff in D-Magic. There's one mod I'm waiting for. I want to do ScanSat. Remote tech, maybe. Depends on my mood. Remote tech's a little, adds some realistic stuff to your antennas and whatnot. Like you'll have to have an antenna relay to signal out to like a craft around the moon to relay stuff back to the KSC, which I really like. But for when you're starting out a new career, it gets really hard because it kind of slows you down a little bit because you got to set up your relay network, and it can kind of be a pain in the butt at first. Yeah, ScanSat. I kind of want to do that one because I know stock it does some sort of satellite system now, but that's a surveyor. Scans for ores. ScanSat scan surfaces, and you'll look for different biomes, which that should be coming out pretty soon. So I think I got all the mods I'm gonna be needing here. This is stock stuff on fuel cells. So I got a heat sink or heat shield on here. Let's go ahead see what the crew I got on there. Yeah, let's go ahead and launch it. Just messing about, guys. Oh, you know what? I might actually show you some of the space planes, since I haven't showed you guys that yet. And I got my joystick set up here a little bit. Let's bring it on up here. Let's actually revert flight. Oh, this is a new nice feature they added in the joystick support. I know I mentioned that in the other video. Some of these stock planes that they give you probably going to need to be updated because a lot of them, they weren't built with the new aerodynamics in mind in joystick control, because a lot of them don't have flaps. But I'll show you my favorite one that works really well with this. I think it's this guy here. Yes, this is some sort of a giant space shuttle thing, but it has a lot of flaps attached to it, so you can actually slow down your speed a lot, and which is necessary to actually make a good landing. I was testing out with the Mark IV stock. There's no flaps on it, and it's really hard to bring that beast back. So let's go launch this guy. So I have everything keybind on my joystick. I'm using a Microsoft Sidewinder Pro. This thing is old, but it works really well. I had it for years. Use it in Flight Sim X. Had to dust it off the other day. Just kick on the brakes. And we'll try to get a decent view here. Chase camera. Alright. Fix the throttle. Throttle her up. That's brake. This is staging. I'm trying to figure out the buttons. This is gear. I'm trying to figure out all my buttons. This thing gets up off the ground really easy. Look how easy that gets off the ground. Let's bring up the gear. I like to use SAS when you're doing straight flight, or if you're going to be doing some turns. It kind of reminds me of like fly-by-wire a little bit with the SAS on. But this is a really nice plane. She wants to climb a lot. Wants to go up. The view is pretty good, I guess. Let's bring her down some. See if we can move that. There we go. It's going pretty fast. Flaps is there's a lot of settings for flaps here. I think the main one is backspace, and that's all I use. It's got an interesting panel there. Let's bring her on around. Turn off T, so I have a little bit more control. Yeah, there we go. F2. I was trying to remember what turned that off. This is where I should use the waypoint marker. That mod would come in handy so I can know where I'm turning to, but I think I'm basically going the right way. There we go. I think it's right here. And you can land in first person like here. I've done this before. I could turn this off again. I could probably do this. Probably gonna need to turn the flaps on, and that just changed the view. Let's make sure the flaps are on. There we go. I really don't know what my airspeed is. Oh. Let's drop the gear. Something popped. I don't know what that was. Let's get that mouse out of the way. Reminds me of like Flight Sim X days. But yeah, with those flaps on, they're really nice to bring her in here and land this thing. I'll show you the next plane, the faster one. That guy is a pain in the butt to land. Oops, I didn't use some yaw there. Oh, I'm coming in the way over there. Come on, bring her in there. Come on. Come on. Oh, I'm a little high. That's okay. Watch me crash this. That's part of Kerbal Space Program, crashing a lot. That's okay. Oh my goodness, this is the worst landing ever. This is actually not bad. Pull up, pull up. I don't know if we're on the ground yet. I think we are. There we go. Braking. This beast doesn't want to stop. I'm like holding on the brakes. Yeah, you hear me tapping. I have the trigger set up as the brakes. Oh, there we go. Man, turn the flaps off. Parking brake. So yeah, that's that one. It flies pretty nice. I mean, though my landing was a little off, but it's kind of hard when you don't have no indicators in there on anything. You're just visually coming in. So it's not too bad, actually. It's not too bad when you're coming in that slow. Let's go in here and I'll show you this other guy. This guy's a pain to land. I still probably need to tweak the dead zone and the sensitivity a little bit on my joystick, maybe a little bit, to get a perfect landing in there. Let's try the, it's called the Mark IV. This guy, man. Is this the one? Oh yeah, this is the guy. You got a pilot in there. Jebediah. This guy right here. I could probably, yeah, they need to be updated. I can go in there and probably throw some flaps in here. It would probably help this plane out a lot. Let's stage is this one.
Alright, get ready to go on your main
This cockpit's a little bit better. Holy smokes, this thing hauls. Yeah, you gotta slow this beast down because this baby's hauls butt. But the lift effect is really nice compared to the other versions. The aerodynamics is really nice in this one, where you can actually properly fly a plane and glide her in. I don't know if this does have... No, it does not. Let's go back in here. Let's try to land her. This one's very difficult. Let me switch something in Kerbal Engineer because that is for rockets and HUD 2 is for surface stuff. There we go. This guy, you gotta kill speed right away. I don't know if I'm lined up that well. I'm still far out, I think. Let's turn on T. SAS to help me out. I'm actually doing a little bit better. I've been coming in really fast with this guy. I kind of see the runway. I'm gonna go more over here. Killing my speed. Basically trying to glide in. Yeah, here we go. Gear out. Yeah, we're coming in fast. Maybe this one won't be so bad. Need a little bit more speed. Surface speed is dropping. Yeah, I'm starting to... There we go. There we go. What's my altitude? Surface is 198. wish I knew what my vertical speed was. Yeah. I think I might be able to land this really good if I... Oh, that's that's as good as you're gonna get. Oh, that was actually not bad that time. That was not bad. I've done worse in this landing. It's got good brakes too. It doesn't have a lot of mass. That was actually not bad. I just have to kill, basically have to kill your throttle kind of quite a ways out there so you can glide in more. So that's not too bad. That's not too bad. It just came in a little low. Yeah, practice. The more I've done this, the more I do this, I'm getting a little bit better on using these space planes. So yeah, that's a look at the space plane, guys. Really nice. Let's put on this parking brake. Got some features in here. Just gives you a nav ball. There's no horizontal speed that I can notice. Basically, I have to use Kerbal Engineer. Which I wish I could move this screen over a little bit. It's not a big deal. Actually, I can disable stock. Disable show button over. That's not what I'm looking for. Sorry guys, I'm looking for something here. There's a way I can actually turn off the stock. Okay, here we go. That's probably going to be better. There we go. That'll give me some room. I like this bar anyways. So yeah, basically just gives you that was your surface. You notice how high you're off the surface. Let's go for it again here. Yeah, let's fire it up. Still got fuel. Turn off the brakes. That might actually be my surface speed. I need the height, altitude. There we go. That's my altitude right there. It's in centimeters though. SAS is on. Clouds look nice. Oops, I need to zoom out a little bit. There we go. So the effects you're seeing there, that's the Mach effects. Usually roughly about 340 milliseconds. I think. Probably not right about that. 340 meters per second, my bad. Milliseconds, meters per second. Wrong conversion. Let's see if I can land this the other way. Just turn this way. Actually, just turn SAS on, give me a little bit more control. Turn the old speed down. Make a hard right and then possibly a hard left. Turn the speed down. Definitely need to be under 200 meters per second speed. That's still pretty fast. SAS back on. Help me out. Stabilize this plane a little bit. turned a little bit sooner. Drop my speed, probably kill my speed. I need under 100 at this point. Raise my gear, maybe that'll give me some drag. I don't know what that boom is. I forgot how to check stuff. That gives you information that's damaged, so I forgot how to check that, whatever that's called. We're actually doing pretty good. I've came in a lot faster before. I think I'm probably gonna land this one a little bit better than the last one. Give me a little bit more surface speed. There we go. I think I gave it a little bit too much. That should get us right over the runway. I think this is going to be a perfect landing. Flare up a little bit. Flare up a little bit. Oh, nice landing. Nice. Just the brakes. Oh, that was beautiful. Ah, gotten better. Hit the old brakes on. Parking brakes. Nice. Oh man, this joystick, I'm glad they added joystick support, man. It makes flying these space planes a lot better. Oh man, that's nice. Alright, let's jump out of here. I'll probably end this episode here and probably start up the career mode. There's enough messing around. I was also thinking about if I start stock campaign for you guys. This is probably going to be a good idea. If I do start a stock career campaign, I'm going to probably do it multiplayer, so that way you guys can see the features of multiplayer and not just be something I'll do by myself in stock. But modded stuff, it'll be here, just you and I, guys and gals, grinding it out on the tech tree. The multiplayer, you can either do 3 ways. You can do sandbox, you can do science, and career. Not a lot of servers do career, so I'll have to look around and see if there is one that's doing career right now. It's the mod just been updated probably half an hour ago. The multiplayer mod, I forgot what it's called, Dark's multiplayer or something. So we'll do that, jump in there and do some multiplayer, meet some people, and get going on that. That'd be really nice. So alright guys, that's it for this little, whatever you call this episode. If this is the episode, just messing around. We're going to start the career in the next video, definitely, which is probably, I'm going to start recording the next 5 minutes. So we'll see you guys. Like always, have a great day, and bye bye.